What's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni, and finally we have crossed that 10k line. Yes, we have entered the 5-figure club. We have finally got the 10,000 subscribers we have been on the road for so long. You lot know the amount of hard work that we have put in, and I really mean that, not just myself putting out the content and all of that stuff. But I'm talking about you guys really showing your support, really interacting with the channel and just sharing it and just showing general love, man. So big up to all of you. There will be a lot more roads that we are going to be finding ourselves on. There's a lot more milestones this channel needs to hit. This is really essentially just the beginning, but it really does feel good to see the hard work actually pay off, man, and to just get the support from the people them. So thank you all. But today we are here for the transfer news. I believe this is episode 7 or 8 or something like that. I have got no idea. But all I'm saying is, people, I'm not going to be coming on here and just recycling news, because these media outlets are absolutely experts at putting out a different, well, the same story, but just rewording it different. And they've been doing that on a daily basis. And I get frustrated when I see that. So I imagine, like, if I feel like that, a lot of you probably feel the same. So I'm not going to be coming out here just to put out content for the sake of it, to just be talking about stories that we've been talking about already, and we've already got the information on. Yeah, I'm not just going to come back and do that. What do we have for today? What has been going on since the official opening of the transfer window, which was yesterday? And that's a good point as well, yeah? You see people on social media, what's going on? Where's Kounde? Why is Kounde not a Chelsea player? Oh my days, I don't know what we're going to do. Marina, she's at it again. She's playing about. We're going to lose all our targets. What's going on? You lot need to relax. Honestly, like, some of you lot need to relax. Is that how you lot behave, like, when you're about to do the business at night time? Are you just on this Bruce Almighty thing where you just like fling, everything just comes off? Like, sometimes you got to take your time with it, you know. You got to take your time with it. You know, like, when you leave food in a pot to marinate for longer, like, it's just better. Like, just wait now. But obviously, this is transfers. What's food got to do with it? I'm just waffling now with it. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. But anyway, let's get on to the transfer news. What is new? What updates do we have for existing players that we have been linked with? But first of all, who are we going to start with? We're going to start with the attack, and we're going to start with Gabriel Jesus of Manchester City. It is no secret that he is open to leaving Manchester City this summer, and Manchester City are open to parting ways with Gabriel Jesus. Now, the price tag is slightly confusing for me, because I've seen two that have been coming out quite frequently. One has been £42.5 million, and the other one has been £50 million. And for a price, for a 25-year-old, you know, multiple Premier League winner in that Manchester City side, who Pep Guardiola absolutely loves, by the way. He's trusted Jesus quite a bit. It's just that he's not started games. He's been more of an impact player. But nonetheless, I feel like he's got decent use out of the player. Do I feel like he's got more to offer? Absolutely. I think if circumstances are slightly different to him in terms of more minutes and him being trusted more on the first team sheet, we might see more of an improvement, a much better player. A very versatile all-round player, can pretty much play across all of the front three positions. We've seen him do it at Manchester City. Can he replicate the same at Chelsea Football Club? Well, it remains to be seen. How do I feel about this transfer? Well, first of all, we're going to look into how tangible this is and how true, how much legs this has got before I give you my thoughts. And obviously, I'm going to use the queen of transfers, as she has been dubbed on social media, Miss Eos Grimes, for my source this time. And Eos Grimes has responded to a question from CFC Army 12. Gabriel Jesus to Chelsea is the question that he asked, and Eos Grimes has responded. Jesus, Chelsea Football Club agent meeting yesterday. The talks are ongoing. So, according to Eos Grimes, who hasn't been wrong, by the way, about the Dembele situation. Now she's not looking wrong about Frankie de Jong. Now she's not looking wrong about Darwin Núñez. You gotta give her, you gotta take your hat off to her. Do you know what I mean? She's doing her thing, but she said that there are talks between Chelsea Football Club and Jesus. Now, in terms of, oh my gosh, is it that time? Is it the here we go time? It's just talks between the agent. Yeah? And Jesus' agent has probably spoken to several clubs, because we do know that he's been linked with Tottenham as well, but even more strongly linked with Arsenal. So we definitely know that Arsenal and the agent have kept in contact. In fact, apparently it's gone as far as Jesus and Arsenal agree in personal terms. So there you go there then. So there's no guarantees that he's going to be coming to the club at this stage. I just thought I'd get that out there. But that's very interesting, because we do know apparently Arsenal have been holding an interest for the longest and have gone as far as agreeing personal terms and are willing to, you know, take Jesus away from Manchester City. Now, the issue that Arsenal do have, and they've had this for the past 6 or 7 years now, I don't know, bruv, I've lost count, is that they've got no Champions League football. And that to them is hugely, hugely damaging, because in this situation, you've got several Champions League clubs with better projects that are coming along, that are interested in bringing Gabriel Jesus to their clubs. And realistically, when you look at it, if Gabriel Jesus does go to Arsenal, if he does have offers from Chelsea, you know, even to an extent Tottenham or Real Madrid or so on and so forth, and he picks Arsenal, I will be so happy that we don't sign him, because that will say everything about the man's ambition. Absolutely everything about the man's ambition, in my personal opinion. No disrespect to Arsenal, I'm not trying to talk down to the club, but when we're talking real stuff and we look at the ambition of that club, you know that it's not been where it's supposed to be for over 2 decades almost. So let's have it right. So in terms of that, I feel like Arsenal now, they've kind of left it for too long. Really and truly, if they were super serious about the player, they should have really put a bid in already. They should have just really got ahead of the pecking order, put in the bid, showed they were serious, and just tried to get it wrapped up before the rest of the clubs, you know, turn their interest. But it is what it is. Would I want Gabriel Jesus at Chelsea Football Club? There's several questions that I always ask. Is the first of all, is he already better than what we have? In my opinion, I will say so. Do I feel that he will fit into this kind of system? Based on just how versatile he is, and what I mean by that is he can play across the front three, he can do the false 9, he can do the number 9 position, he can do the wing positions as well. Does he now... One thing I will say about if he's coming in intentionally as a number 9, I wouldn't necessarily be a fan of that, because I believe in that position, if we are going to go down your traditional striker route, that player needs to be able to get 20 to 25 goals a season, 100% in the Premier League alone, because what we're going to be going for is the title. Not this season, but soon. And we need to have players that are ready, or that have the potential to reach those kind of numbers. But in terms of wing positions, I'd absolutely love him to be a wing option. I think it would be absolutely fantastic for him to come to Chelsea and be that wing option and really fight for his place to start week in, week out, and not really be this rotation option. No disrespect, because I feel that Pep showed a lot of faith in him. He trusted him in the big derby games and the Champions League final, so on and so forth. So it's not like Pep didn't trust the player or doesn't like the player. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more down to the player wanting to have more minutes and not really come off the bench. So if that's the case, I've got Chelsea down as favourites for Gabriel Jesus moving, if he's going to go anywhere else. If those are the clubs that are involved, because I do know Real Madrid, they can't register him. They've already reached their quota for non-EU players, so they cannot register a Brazilian right now. He cannot go there. So in terms of that, I think we are looking like favourites, and especially at the fact that he said he does want to stay at the Premier League. Let me know what you lot think about Gabriel Jesus. Do you believe that there are serious legs to this story, and do you think Chelsea will be in pole position? In fact, do you feel that he is a top priority signing as well at Chelsea Football Club? Let me know down there in the comments. Now we're going to move further back down the pitch. We're going to look at the defensive areas. Now we have lost absolutely world-class experience in there in Antonio Rudiger, who has been an absolute rock, who has absolutely transformed and revolutionized this game since Thomas Tuchel came to the club, turned into an absolute world-class beast, entertaining as well, man. He's just an absolute huge character to watch when he's playing, and I'm just happy that we had him at the club. Good luck to him over at Real Madrid, but that does pose the problem. We must replace that experience and we must replace that quality, and luckily enough, Napoli have agreed to allow Koulibaly to leave the club at a reasonable fee. So we will look at a tweet from Miss ES Grimes on Twitter, talking about what is going on currently with Koulibaly, Napoli and Chelsea Football Club, and whether there is concrete interest or a bid is even going to be made. ES Grimes says here, Chelsea to prepare a bid for Koulibaly, €40 million bid, 8 million net wage and add-ons. ADL, that's De Laurentiis of Napoli, the Napoli president, wage cut for all players, contract extension, Koulibaly offer 4 million net, which is 2 million less than what he was getting. So it does appear that there are several clubs around Europe that are suffering financially, and Napoli seem to be one of them, having to give their players pay cuts. Would it make sense if he already doesn't want to stay at the club? Because I get the feeling that Koulibaly has wanted to leave Napoli for a while now. Doesn't want to stay at the club. And the way you're going to try and keep him on, obviously it's not your fault, is by giving him a new contract with a pay cut. It's not looking good, because he's going to be leaving Syria to be going to the Premier League, to be playing for Chelsea Football Club in the Champions League for a pay rise. So, you know, it makes sense to me, but it's very interesting what's been said there. So it looks like Chelsea are looking to go ahead and test the waters for Koulibaly. My only concern with this, and I'm sure Koulibaly's concern with this, is because he's been here several times, is De Laurentiis going to stick to his word when it comes to the agreed price, because De Laurentiis is notoriously known for changing the price tag at the very, very last second of negotiations, which is bad practice, as you lot all know. But you know what? He can do it, still is his player. For me, it's bad form, but that's what he does. He probably does it to frustrate and waste club's time, or I don't know, he's greed, whatever it comes down to, man. But that one there, I'm a huge fan of. Like I've said, experience like Rudiger and ability like Rudiger doesn't come around every day, and that must be replaced. And luckily enough, there is a player that is on the market and does have a relationship with one of our players as well, in Edouard Mendy. Obviously, international teammates together for the Senegal national team, just come off the back of winning the AFCON as well. So there is a bit of chemistry there in terms of him playing in that back line. I'm sure that would help him adapt. So the signs are there. It could work, man. It could work. Let me know what you think of the potential of Koulibaly coming to Chelsea Football Club. There are several other stories that have been discussed as well, and one that I haven't particularly touched on, but I know Nini FC has, so big up Nini FC for that, is a player called Slonina, who is over here in the United States. He does play for Chicago Fire, and it's interesting because Fabrizio Romano did tweet the other day that Real Madrid were in pole position to sign the goalkeeper. Now, the goalkeeper himself has come out and said, no disrespect, if it's a club like Real Madrid that are interested in me, no other club becomes relevant. That's the only club that I want to go to. And where have we heard that before? Several times. It's no surprise. Real Madrid are just that club. But the issue that we are seeing here in this tweet from Fabrizio Romano is that the opening bid, and remember, key word here, the opening bid from Real Madrid has not been deemed as good enough for Chicago Fire. So therefore, apparently, Chelsea are leading the race. But let's see what the tweet actually says. Fabrizio Romano says, important hours ahead for Gabriel Slonina transfer. Real Madrid made an official bid, which was turned down by Chicago Fire last week. But Chelsea are also in talks to sign him after being really close last February. Decision to be made soon, gonna be one of MLS's record transfers. Interesting. So it looks like Chelsea might try and get this over the line quickly before Real Madrid decide to get the funds together and get this deal over the line. But it also depends if Slonina is willing to wait for Real Madrid and a bit longer in this transfer window, because he does seem dead set on going to Real Madrid. Personally, I don't know much about this player. I do know he's a young goalkeeper, plays in the MLS for Chicago Fire, getting raving reviews out there from scouts and that. The top clubs are looking at him: Real Madrid, us. I also believe, you know, Arsenal as well. Barcelona looking at him. Several other top clubs are looking at him. So this is definitely going to be one for the future to look out for. Could he be Kepa's replacement? Or, nah, actually, I think that's going a bit far, because I do know he's a very young. He's still quite young. So the likely option is that he's probably going to get loaned back to his club, get more experience over there, where he's already doing so well, where he's already loved. That can only be good for his confidence, his development. And when Chelsea feels that it's suitable for him, perhaps giving a move over to Europe, or perhaps try and challenge for a position in the first team, because as you do know, Mendy is on the other side of 30. Goalkeepers tend to mature a bit later on, but to have a young option like that who is, you know, learning their trade elsewhere, getting their football consistently, I think is good. So if that one there is, if he is a potential wonder kid to be, you know, if you don't know what wonder kid means, it's a football manager term, potential to be one of the top players in the world later on in the future. But definitely exciting to look at. I don't know much about the player. I know some of my American subscribers definitely know more about Slonina than I do. So let me know what kind of level of goalkeeper we're talking about here in the comments. I will do my homework on him, and we definitely will revisit Gabriel Slonina. So let's move on to the next saga that has been going on longer than the Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z. If you know, then you know. If you was in school them times and you had to go through the stay tuned for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, if you had to go through all of that stuff, this is what we feel like we're going through with Jules Kounde. Kounde's saga has been taking the longest. People are getting impatient. Where's Kounde? I've done all of that, you know, that jazz already. But, you know, let's be patient. This is only the second official day of the transfer window. There's still time, people. You know, there has been there's been a lot said about Kounde recently, but Ben Jacobs did go on Matisse's channel and he did explain what was going on in the situation between Jules Kounde and Chelsea Football Club. To just close out on the video, I do want to give my respect to several Chelsea players who have been released by the club, and the statement has been made official. Farewell to Christensen, Drinkwater, Musonda and CLARKE-SALTER. Obviously, we know Christensen already had his deal agreed with Barcelona, and I did think that the move was going to fall through, but apparently Christensen will be going there. So good luck to Andreas Christensen, who's already been released from Chelsea, and I'm sure is preparing for his move over to Spain. Has been a great servant for us at Chelsea Football Club. I'll never forget his performance in the Champions League final. I thought it was absolutely excellent. Has come leaps and bounds from a youngster. Always had that promise, and now he wants to go and fulfill his dream and playing over there in La Liga. Could things have been different if the sanctions were not looming over us? I don't know, because this isn't the first time he has been linked with going over to Spain. So this is something that's been on him and his dad's mind, obviously, for a few seasons now. So good luck to him. In terms of Danny Drinkwater, I've not really got too much to say about that. Basically a flop. It is what it is. He's going out the club. Musonda, different situation with him. I thought he had the ability to become one of the top stars in the Premier League. I'm not even going to lie to you. Very exciting player to watch, but he suffered an absolutely horrible injury that kept him out for several seasons. And, you know, with that much time out and trying to come back in, not every player is able to do it. And especially at that level at Chelsea Football Club, I understand why this decision is made, but best of luck to Charlie Musonda. Very sad story with him. And Jake CLARKE-SALTER as well. Similar story, although the injury was not as serious as Musonda and didn't really feature that much in the first team, but he had very high hopes as a youngster. Very good defender, but I believe it was the ligaments as well. The knee ligaments or ankle, one of the two that done him. So it's not quite worked out for him. Has had several loan spells. But I do wish Jake CLARKE-SALTER the best as well, man. Sad to see these guys go, but as a club, we need to let them go and move forward. Hopefully, we can recruit well and really take advantage of spaces in the wage book. You get me? But that's it for today's episode. Big up yourselves. Once again, thank you very much for 10K. But the subscriptions don't stop there. Let's keep with the subscribing. Smash that subscribe button. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well. Also, smash that like button too. Let's get us going in the algorithm. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you do stay safe. Bless.